guys? It's only Geekly Games, and today, starting off the brand new year, we got the MetalGarurumon X Antibody EX5 purple base deck here for you guys. For me, I think purple base is essentially the way to go. I mean, with granted, we have the limited Gabumons right here from the structure deck. This one here being the exact same thing as this Gabumon right here, except it's got a little bit better with the starting main phase gain gem memory. And then we have the infamous Gabu on deletion draw 2 trash one with the Eismon package. Otherwise, this would be a 4-up, and Eismon actually be in here too. But with Garurumon X Antibody, it kind of is Eismon. Probably we'll talk about this level 3 when we get there. But this is probably going to be one of the Nats decks you're going to see here. I may title it to something like that. But purple's going to be pretty much anywhere, and this is going to be one of those decks. Before we talk about the rest of the deck profile, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And without further ado, let's get to the deck profile. So we got your eggs right here. Basically, when attacking, if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw a card. That's really it. Deck does a lot of drawing, a lot of trashing, and in the early game, you will have like 4 or something less cards, so you'll be able to draw a card here. And also, it's pretty good too, is when you're going through your inheritable zone down, by trashing a bunch of cards in your hand, you will get down to 6, and you'll permanently gain a card with this egg. So that's also nice. And it's not once per turn, so do look out for that. Got the structure deck 16 Gabus right here. Starting your main phase, your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. That's it. That's all it does. You can just have this chill in the field, gains your extra memory. In with a mat, you start at 4 memory. It's pretty good. When attacking, draw 1, trash 1. That's it. It's basically like this Gabu right here. That's why they didn't want 8 single copies, one being this version, one being this version, because the deck would be obviously too powerful, and Japan proved it. Up next for Gabu lineup, we have the brand new Garurumon X Antibody. This will be restricted to 1 after Nationals, of course, so this will be at a 1. But on play, when Digivolving, and it can Digivolve on top of the egg, which we have going on here for 0, or Gabumon for 0. If you also have 4 cards in your deck, add 2 cards with Garurumon or X Antibody and their names to your hand. Return the rest of the cards to the bottom deck. Then if you added a card, trash card in your hand, which is fine. You want to be trashing some level of the lineups in your trash, so when you're going to use the inheritables, which is down here, when this Digimon with Garurumon or X or Omnimon in name would be deleted, by returning 2 non-Digi eggs from your trash to deck bottom, prevent that deletion. There you go. So when you're trashing cards like in the beginning, maybe like Omni or Omni X, one at level 6, you want to be like trashing those at the bottom, because with all the drawing and trashing, we will get to the bottom pretty quick. So when you're going for your end game, these are the type of cards down here you're going to be drawing into, and you just win the game. We got Fazcos here. This could be any level 3. I just like this because if we don't got anything going on, we can just play this out, swing with it, draw 1, trash 1. It's basically a Demi-Meramon on a stick as a level 3. Sometimes we can proc the inheritable for having stack out there, and the opponent's turn, draw 1, trash 1. But if you want to do all Gabu, we have up here. This is the Gabu from BT4. It has no inheritable. It is 4,000 DP, and it play cost for 3, so you can play with this one. But if you're going to go true purple, there's no other Gabus, because these are limited to 1, of course, and this is the only one out there. So that's why we went the Fazco, but pick whatever you want. It just has inheritables, and has text and writing, so that's why we're just playing this card. Limited to 1, briefly talk about a BT2 Gabu. Has a trigger on deletion, draw 2, trash 1. And the other structure deck 1 is basically not a once per turn, though. So draw 1, trash 1. So another reason why they hit this, because this deck can swing multiple times, and you'd be triggering this off multiple times. That's it for the level 3s. On to the level 4s. We got this Garurumon from the structure deck 16 as well. Might as well play this as a 4 of, because it has a security effect. You may play 1 Gabu or a Tamer named Matt in its name from your hand, or trash. Or trash. Without the cost. So, from trash, I mean, we don't really have any search of Gabus right here. You cannot play Gabu X. It is a Garurumon X Antibody. It does not have Gabumon in name. If there was a bracket here, sure, then you could play this card. But no. You would most likely be playing this Gabumon right here. You'll be getting this going off next turn. But more often than not, you're going to be playing out these mats. In the very, very early game, if this is in your hand, play it, sure. When it gets tight and like passing for memory, you don't want to pass the turn, but your opponent just happens to hit this, and you got a mat or 2 in the trash, go ahead, play one out for free. Every time I see this, or I have multiple copies of this in my hand, I at least start trashing these in hand. Because you only want ever one out. I mean, more is gravy and all that. But you want to play one out, start trashing the rest, and just hoping that this is in security and you play your mats out for free. So also, when digivolving, draw one and trash one. So this is basically Pot of Greed. And then inheritable when attacking once per turn, draw one, trash one. So again, this deck just draws a lot, trashes a lot, fills up the deck, gets both of these inheritables going. Oh no, I'm pointing to the wrong one. Gets both of these Guru and Gabu X inheritables going. So yeah, you'll have battle protection pretty quick. And then we just have this Garurumon here from Structure Deck Sick. Basically, this is the promo version of the blue one. When attacking, draw one, trash one. Does not have once per turn, so you'll be able to trigger this multiple times. But it is just a purple Garurumon we can fulfill in. And then we have Garurumon X Antibody or Eismon Scatter Mode 2.0. When digivolving, draw 2, trash 2. If you have Garurumon or X Antibody in Digivolution sources, gain 1 memory. Pretty broken, if you ask me. So in a world like this, you'll just evo for free. Tap X Cool Boys on the field, gain more memory, draw more cards, draw 2 here, trash 2, gain another memory. Like, holy crap. Or you can digivolve it for 3 and still draw 2, trash 2. You won't gain a memory though, unless you have the X Antibody option, and you'll still gain a memory. Trainings do exist, so there's also that. And it has the inheritable just like Gabu X. If this Digimon or with Garurumon or Omnimon name would be deleted by trashing 2 non-Digi eggs, prevent that deletion. Very powerful. That's it for the level 4s, only just 10 of them. Once are level 5s. 4 of the WereGarurumon right here. We're not playing, obviously, with the blue one, the one of, because 1, it requires a blue Digimon, and we don't play blue, so we're playing with this one. Hypothetically, does the same thing. We're just missing out the Security Plus inheritable, but we make up for it with this one down here. So when attacking, by trashing 1 card you hit, unsuspend this Digimon. Say okay, that's fine. When attacking inheritable, by trashing 1 card in your hand, you may delete 1 of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Very nice. Very nice. Deletes, small pesky level 4 or lower Digimon that may have blocker, or, something on the field is preventing you from doing something. You go ahead and pop it when you're at your level X level 5 or going to your level 6s. That's what that does. Going into WereGarurumon X Antibody. Cost for 1. So it's not like the blue one where it costs for free to evo. This does have a cost. So, when digivolving, by a cost of 1 if it's over a WereGarurumon, or for 4 if it's, Garurumon. By trashing 2 cards in your hand, unsuspend this Digimon. Cool. If it has WereGarurumon or X Antibody in its sources, you may return 1 Digimon card with Garurumon or X Antibody in its name from your trash to your hand. So, this card is going to allow you to get these 2 cards right here early. When you're trashing these early, you can get them in your hand. Or if you have multiples in hand, just start trashing them. Or if you really need to trash something, these are in your hand. Going into your level 6, you trash it. Once you get to here, you can buy it back. Or, if you already have the Omnimon, you have everything else, and you've trashed the X Antibody Omni, you can go ahead and pick this one up. Because it says with the X Antibody in name, so you'll be able to pick that up. Has a sweet inheritable. When attacking once per turn, this Digimon has Guru or Omnimon in its name. By trashing 1 card in your hand, unsuspend this Digimon. You can target this whenever. It's not when attacking. You have to use this. This is a may. But if it's like if you want to unsuspend, you trigger this, and you can go ahead and unsuspend. More often than not, you're just going to do it anyway because you want to be attacking multiple times. So there's that. And then we're still playing with the Sagittarius because it's good Digivolve 0 for a WereGarurumon. Granted, once you hit X Antibody, you can't use this the Digivolve on top of X Antibody because it's no longer a Garurumon. So Digivolve 0 for a Garurumon, or you can Digivolve it for 3. But this is basically, well, the only way you can get this is if you have this because it's blue. Other than that, if you're missing the level 4 and you have this in hand, you're kind of stuck. So that could happen. You don't have any level 5s. This is your only level 5, and you're stuck in the purple line up here with these 6. Then you're in for problems. But more often than not, you're not going to be in that. But it could happen. Anyway, this is also treated as Garurumon, so there's that. If you have a Tamer in play, return 2 of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to their hands. Granted, if they're on play, searchers, whatever, that kind of sucks. You kind of give your opponent another reason to play them out and to search for their pieces, what they're needing. But that's basically it. They could, if there were blockers or they were, preventing you from gaining memory, then this card is definitely clutch. Has the all turns, if this Digimon, Garurumon, or Omnimon would be deleted, you can trash 2 cards at the same level to prevent that deletion. So God forbid, we've exalted everything in our trash. We have this in stores, then we can start preventing deletion by battling within our sources. So that's why this is here. Just a single copy, that's that. That's it for the level 5s. On to the level 6s. Playing 3 of the Garurumon Ace. Now, probably most of you are like, let's play with the other blue MetalGaru. That's true. We could play with the blue one, but it kind of sucks. Because when you're doing a lot of trashing, you're not going to gain much memory back for having multiple cards in hand. At best, probably, and when you get into the mid-game, you may have like 10 cards, but it's not a lot of memory to gain you back. With this, also, because you can just sit there at level 5, and you can play mind games with your opponent, because Blast Evolution is definitely a thing, and this is one of the best aces right now, until we hit BT. Once we get the EX5, there'll be more coming out. But for this deck in particular, this is pretty good, because when your opponent attacks, you can hand counter, Evo for free. By trashing 3 cards in your hand, gain 1 memory for each one. So they have no memory gainers. They have Digivolved into some swing with like 2 or less memory. You can go ahead or they're anywhere from 2, 1, or 0. You can just go into this and steal the turn. Granted, their check still goes through it though, whatever, but after that, it's your turn. And then you can just kill them out of the water with this one attacking effect. So when you're attacking, you may trash 1 card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. So, in a perfect world, you got that, and you have this inheritable in there, right? You should. You're going to use this to delete one of the level 4 lower Digimon, and then if they only got 1 Digimon left in the field, you go ahead and trash another card, and you delete that Digimon too. It's pretty good. And then you can unsuspend with this inheritable here by trashing another card in your hand to unsuspend it. Then we get into the new MetalGaru X Antibody. This one I think is just better than the blue one. Granted, the blue one also has, when it unsuspends, it can start bouncing a buttload of Digimon. But how do you pass up Mega Ice Wall? When Digivolving, if this has MetalGaru X Antibody in its sources, all your opponent's Digimon gain lose 4 memory when attacking. Pretty good. Makes your opponent not want to attack and just Digivolve past turn, or they're forced to use an option to delete your stack. Granted, that kind of sucks because we have no way of stopping that, but it is what it is. When attacking, by returning 1 Digimon card from your trash to put at your deck bottom, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon at the same level as that card return. You can return level 7s, blow up level 7s or lower, return to level 6 or lower, so forth. Pretty good, and it's got blocker. The other one, the blue one, it has a blocker for the turn. That's it. Once it loses that, it's just an attacking Digimon. This guy always has blocker. This is very nice. Then for level 7s, we are doing the one of Omni Blitz here for game. Unsuspend all turns. If this effect would delete this Digimon, return it to your hand or deck. You may prevent it by trashing a level 6. This does kind of suck. Once you go into this, you use that, and they use it one more time. If you really want to keep it, you're going to have to pop the ace. They're going to give 4 memory over. But and also another sucky thing too, since we are playing with the full purple here, you can't just go Omni for game because it requires a red or a blue Digimon. So also keep that in mind. If you know you're able to go for game and you have X Antibody in the storage, you can just Digivolve this for 4, pass turn, whatever, and then come back to your turn, go into this, and then just swing game with this. And we also have this too. So if you're swinging with Blitz Omni, they have 1 security left. You got this Omni X in, you can swing with the X Antibody option inheritable. When Digivolving, return all your opponent's Digimon with the highest level to the bottom of the deck. There's that. Also here too, when you're blitzing, you spend 4 memory, right? For 1 memory, if you have Omni and X Antibody, you'll Digivolve for 1. Because if you have a Digimon with X Antibody in its sources, it reduces by 2. So it would be a 1 cost Evo. So for a total of 5, you go to this Omni right here, do your blitzing, and then go straight into this. Also, when Digivolving, when attacking once per turn, by placing X Antibody or a level 6 from your Digimon's evolution sources to deck bottom, reveal all your opponent's security, trash one of them, they put it back in their security stack. So you could just win the game with Omni if they have no security. If they have one security left, you can go Omni, Blitz, right into this, trash it, and this guy's swinging for game. It's basically the same thing. I have done multiple times in the past, it's just straight to Omni here, but sometimes, it's just not enough, and this is the bridge that does all that. And then that's pretty much it for all of our Digimon. Onto our Tamers and options. Running 3 mats as she does right here. Start your turn if you have 2 or less memory, set it to 3. All turns, when your effect trashes a card in your hand, suspend this Tamer, gain 1 memory. This also is really good if you have multiples or just one of this. If you go to Blast Days, you'll gain 4 memory. You'll trash 3 cards, gain 3, and you'll tap your mat or mats, plural, tap them all down, or just the 1 to gain memory back. So you're just shooting a ton of memory back to your turn. Very, very powerful. And they're just cool, just two cool boys. I've tested it where I had 3 of these and 2 mats, and Cool Boys is, they're good, but I honestly think 2 is really good for this deck. If you want to put more, I think 3 is good. I think 4 is just way too much. There isn't a whole lot of X antibodies here to have the fact that you need multiple copies of this. But I think 2 is a sweet number. 3 is definitely, it's pushing it, but it's still good to have 3. I think 4 is just too much, and 1 is not enough. On for options, we got Wisdom Training right here because we're basically a purple deck. The only cards we're missing out of here is our other cool boys, our options. These options right here are X Antibody, an Omnimon, and a Sagittarius. That is the only thing it's missing. It hits everything in the deck. So, feels pretty good. We only look at the top 2 cards. If you hit any one of these 3 Digimon and options with this, it kind of sucks, but you're really not going to hit it half the time. Or I should say not half the time. And most of the time, you won't even hit those cards. You'll either draw these by all the drawing you're doing, or you'll trash them and get them back later with WereGarurumon X. So, main reveal top 2 cards of your deck. You may pull a purple card from among them and put the rest at the bottom. Delay effect, when you're going to Digivolve, reduce it by 2. So, do remember, people, when you're popping these, you cannot start swinging, do anything, whatever. It is an immediate evolution. So, as soon as you pop it, you have to evolve with it. So, there are still people forgetting about that whole scenario. So, if you're one of those people, now you know. Testing out with these Lament of Friendships. It can come out of the security when you have, your stack out. Once you have Omnimon out there, this card doesn't do nothing for it. Or if you've already previously put this on a Garurumon and go into Omni and it gets deleted, this is not going to trigger because it's no longer a Garurumon. But if you have a Garurumon out there, while you have a Mad Sheet in play, you may use this card without its color requirements, but we have purple anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Main effect, return 1 Digimon card from your trash to hand. That doesn't specify a name, so you can pick whatever Digimon you want in trash and get it back. So it's a 3-cost calling, is basically what that is, without the fact that you need to delete anything. Then, one of your Digimon with Garurumon in its name gains, on deletion, play this card without the cost. I actually think you can, because once you give it like a Garurumon, it gains on deletion. Your Omnimon, if it's deleted, whatever, you can play it out again. I think you're able to do that. I might be entirely wrong, but I've been playing with the fact that if one of my Garurumon is dead and it has this, I just play it back. If I had an Omnimon and had this out, I think I just don't play it. But let me know in the comments below if you do this on a Garurumon, you go into Omnimon gets deleted, would this go off and you play your Omnimon back? If so, I'm definitely keeping it. If not, we'll figure it out. Lastly, you need to play with these 2 X antibodies. I tried the Proto, and Proto's not good. You're doing a whole lot of swinging, and why not just use the effect of this X antibody when attacking to just Evo while you're in mid-swing? It allows you to do that. Proto does not allow you to do that. If you get a Digimon play, use this card without the color requirements. Gain 1 memory, hits out of security, put it in your hand. Place this under one of your Digimon without the X antibody options. Basically, that's what it's targeting for people who don't know still. So if I had one of these under already, I can't put another one down. Effect. All turns, this cannot be trashed from sources. When attacking, this Digimon can Digivolve into a Digimon with X antibody and it's trashed from your hand for its Digivolution cost. Why not play it? So, that is basically it. If you guys, enough in the comments, want to see a blue version of the deck, I do have a blue version up. I will also link that in the description below. If y'all want me to discuss more about it or what you want to add for the blue one in the comments below, I would definitely do another video for featuring all blue. I may end up doing it later after, you know, a week or so this has been out, I will do a blue one. So there's all that for you guys. But this is the purple base. I think purple is, I mean, I like purple. I hate the fact that purple keeps getting, you know, nerfed down to single copies, whatever, because how strong it is. But, you know, it is with the game. Hopefully Bandai has realized that they, you know, they really start really to think future ahead. Like how us players are like, how can I exploit this, blah, 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 and all that fun jazz. And I know they hit the Light Claw and Dark Fang, or however you want to call that. They definitely are going to hit that for Japan, and whenever they're going to do it for us. But so they're trying. But let me guys know what you think of the about this deck in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time.